If you are a man, till the end of this video, you will learn three things. Number one, the reason why you are not able to attract the right kind of people in your life. Number two, why you are stuck at something that you hate and are unable to do what you want to do, like freelancing or starting a YouTube channel. And number three, the core reason why you're addicted to things like porn and how to get rid of it. So today I'm going to share with you my top 3 lessons from this book, No More Mr. Nice Guy. But before I begin, a lot of you might think, No More Mr. Nice Guy. Is this book gonna teach man how to become bad, how to manipulate, how to deceive? But trust me, it's nothing like that. If I have to tell someone or if I have to summarize this book in one line, I would say this book teaches man that it's okay to have needs, it's okay to have feelings, and it's okay to express them and to love yourself for who you are rather than trying to be someone or act a certain way to gain the approval of other people. So let's begin. The number one lesson is don't try to appear perfect. A lot of us try to appear perfect. We hide our flaws, our imperfection, our thoughts that we think others might disagree with. But we don't realize that it is actually due to this that other people are not able to connect with us emotionally. There's an interesting paragraph in this book. So, according to Robert Glover, the author, people are not drawn to perfection in others. People are drawn to shared interests, shared problems, and an individual's life energy. Humans connect with humans. Hiding one's humanity and trying to project an image of perfection makes a person vague, slippery, lifeless, and uninteresting. It is actually a person's rough edges and human imperfections that gives others something to connect with. When I read this for the first time, I was like, this is me. From the time I was a kid, well, not a kid, I was really aggressive and selfish as a kid. But from the time I was a teenager, I always tried to hide my flaws, imperfection, my thoughts, my anger. I avoided being disagreeable, aggressive. I kind of kept this real side of me hidden and acted as this perfect good guy who do not make any mistake, who is not angry, who is also brave, not afraid of anything. And it always made me sad and kind of hateful towards others, that even though I am so nice and perfect, why do other people are not responding in the same fashion? Why the hell do I have so few friends? Until I realized that it was actually due to me trying to appear perfect. I acted so perfect that it made it difficult for the other person to share their flaws, their insecurities, their real side, their real personality with me. Now, this doesn't mean that you start crying about your financial problems to everyone you meet and you become abusive to anyone you slightly disagree with. The lesson here is everyone in the world will not like you and agree with you. It's okay if some people dislike you, disagree with you, and it's okay if you hurt someone. Have confidence in what you think, your thought, share them, show your real side, be honest. If you are afraid of something, don't need to hide it. If you don't like something about someone, don't be abusive but be upfront about it. Say it. If you think a certain way, share your thoughts. Once you start doing this, it will make some people dislike you, disagree with you, and even hate you. But it will make the right kind of people come to you and emotionally invest in you. The second lesson is perfectionism is an excuse. In the previous part, we discussed about how we try to appear perfect in front of others, but it was about social interaction. In this point, let's discuss how we try to hide our fear of failure, fear of judgment in the name of perfectionism. I always considered myself a perfectionist. I used to tell people proudly that I might take time, but once I do something, I do it perfectly. But when I read this book, I realized that my identity as a perfectionist actually came from a place of fear. I am a perfectionist actually translated to I am afraid of consequences. I am afraid that you will judge me. I might have made some mistakes. So let me delay this pain, or I might even avoid the work. But what should I say to myself that will make me feel less like a coward? Okay, so I am a perfectionist. Now, this is not entirely our fault. Most of our fears are born from our childhood experiences. But who cares? Let's see what we can do to improve. So now that we know that our identity as of a perfectionist is coming from a place of fear, it is our excuse for procrastination, for hiding our fear of judgment, fear of failure. So let's change it. Let's change our identity from I am a perfectionist to I am a quick executor. A quick executor is someone who put out work as soon as possible, make mistakes, learn from the feedback, iterate and improve. Doing this, we will judge ourselves not from how well we do something, but how quickly we do a lot of work and gradually improve. So from today, You're not a perfectionist, rather, you are a quick executor. Now, the third lesson is stop settling for bad, quote unquote, fake sex. One of the best paragraphs from this book, according to me, is this: when it comes to sex, nice guys are consummate bottom feeders. They settle for scrap and come back begging for more. Nice guys settle for destroyed images of bodies in pornography. They settle for trying to persuade unavailable people to be sexual with them. They settle for quick compulsive masturbation. They settle for trances and fantasies. Nice guys do a lot of settling. Now I don't think so any of you uses this chat rooms or paid sex. If you do, I don't know what to say. But a lot of you are addicted to porn. It's the biggest addiction that men have. I think it's a drug that damages your brain and sometimes your dick. But do you know why you're addicted to porn in the first place? Why you're unable to quit it even when you want to? There are two reasons. Number one, it's an easy alternative to good sex. Like on one hand, you have to be attractive, find the right partner, get into a relationship. You might have to wait, control your impulses, improve your life so that eventually you can find the right partner. And on the other hand, go to Chrome, open the incognito tab so you don't have to delete the history, type in few words and you can satisfy all your fantasies. Yeah, you will have some guilt feeling once you are done, but it's easy. And the second reason is you have the wrong mindset. You still think porn is okay, indulging in it sometimes is fine. And this is the problem. Until you change your mindset, you cannot quit. You have to constantly put it in your mind that this is fake, this is bad, porn is below you. Now, will this mindset shift suddenly take you from a pro fapper to a 90 days no fap god? Absolutely not. You will still relapse, go back to pornography because it's an addiction. But it will give you a right why. And the why is clear. Porn is below you, it is bad, and you have to get rid of this habit for once and for all. So these were the 3 lessons from this book, No More Mr. Nice Guy. There are a lot more which I might share in the future videos. Watch this video to learn about 5 books that every man must read. Comment your feedback, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.